Dreams think that you know what I'm going to be coaching in Las Vegas for the NFL team. No, I never thought that. I never thought I'd ever get a chance to coach for the Raiders either, you know. So, this is it's a great reward for all of the years to come back here now and do this now with the group that I'm representing you know, the Davis family. Big deal to me. You know, I grew up watching these guys and being part of their program. So, it's very important. With that being said, Raider Nation, let's talk about the vibe shift in Vegas. The Las Vegas Raiders are stepping into 2025 with a fresh identity. And it all starts with the new regime. Pete Carroll, a coaching legend, and GM John Spiker shaking things up after a brutal 4-13 season in 2024. They're not just tweaking the roster, they're rebuilding the heart of this team. From snagging Geno Smith to drafting Ashton, Jeanty, the Raiders are sending a message. We're done being the underdog. But here's the kicker, how much can this new-look squad really change the game? Last year, we struggled to find consistency, especially on offense. With Carroll's run-heavy philosophy and Spatek's bold moves, the Raiders are banking on a stronger ground game and better quarterback play to turn things around. Zach Selby from SI pointed out that the Raiders roster still needs work, but the foundation is there. The question is, can these new pieces gel in time to make noise in the AFC West? What do you think, Nation? Are we looking at a playoff contender, or is this just the start of a long rebuild? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's zoom in on the quarterback situation, because this is where things get spicy. The Raiders rolled into 2024 with Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, and Desmond Ridder splitting snaps. Not exactly a recipe for success. All three had completion rates above 61%. But let's be real, it wasn't enough to move the needle. Enter Geno Smith, the veteran who's been turning heads since revitalizing his career in Seattle. Over the last 3 seasons, Geno's thrown for a whopping 12,226 yards, landing him among the top 10 in clutch throws, according to Pro Football Focus. Oh, and did you know he tied Lamar Jackson for 5th in deep passes last season? That's right, our guy's got an arm for the big moments. But it's not all sunshine. Geno's had issues with turnovers, and that's something Pete Carroll will need to coach out of him. With a revamped defense around him, including playmakers like Brock Bowers and Ashton, Jeanty, the stage is set for Geno to shine or stumble. So, Raider Nation, what's your take? Is Geno the answer we've been waiting for, or are we still a QB away from contending? Let me know below. Now, let's talk about the kid who's got everyone buzzing, Ashton, Jeanty. Drafted 6th overall in 2025, this Boise State star is being called a generational talent. And the numbers back it up. Last season, he racked up 2,601 rushing yards, 29 touchdowns, and led the FBS with 1,695 yards after contact. That's not just good, that's video game level dominance. Pete Carroll didn't hesitate to make Jeanty the centerpiece of the Raiders' run-heavy attack. Paired with speedster Raheem Mostert, Jeanty's explosive style could be the spark our backfield's been missing. But here's the catch, can he translate that college magic to the NFL? Selby noted that Jan's pass-catching skills are a question mark. He had just 23 receptions for 138 yards last year, though he showed more promise in 2023 with 13.2 yards per catch. If he can become a dual-threat back, watch out because this kid could be unstoppable. What's your hype level for Jeanty, Raider Nation? Is he the next big thing or does he need to prove it first? Hit the comments with your predictions. The Raiders' ground game has been a sore spot for years, but 2025 might just be the year we flip the script. With Pete Carroll at the helm, the focus is clear. Run the ball and versatility. Carroll's already praising this group, saying, "Most's been a nightmare to defend for years, while Jeanty looks every bit the first-round stud we hoped for." But can this unit stay healthy and deliver in crunch time? That's the million-dollar question. Raider Nation, are you ready for a run-heavy Raiders offense? How many yards do you think Jeanty and Mostert will combine for? Drop your guesses below. While the run game's getting all the hype, let's not sleep on the passing attack. Geno Smith's got weapons like Brock Bowers, Jacob Myers, and rookie Jack Beck to work with, but there's still some skepticism. Zach Selby pointed out that the Raiders roster needs more polish to compete with the AFC's elite. So, how we make this passing game pop? Bo Bowers, already one of the NFL's best tight ends, is poised for a monster year, especially with Geno's ability to hit the middle of the field. Myers coming off a 1,027-yard season despite shaky QB play could be even better with Smith's accuracy. And don't forget Beck, a rookie with veteran-like polish who's expected to eat up targets. The challenge, Geno's got to cut down on those turnovers. And the offensive line needs to give him time to throw. If they can protect him against top defenses like Philly's or Denver's, we might see some fireworks. What do you think, nation? Can Geno and this crew take the passing game to the next level? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's give a shout out to the man steering the ship, Pete Carroll. At 74, he's bringing his championship pedigree to Vegas and Raider Nation is eating it up. Carroll's track record with the Seahawks, including 3 straight winning seasons with Geno Smith, proves he knows how to maximize talent. But can he work that magic with the Raiders? Carroll's leaning hard into the run game. A nod to his Marshawn Lynch days in Seattle. Drafting Jeanty and signing Monster shows he's all in on building an identity around physical explosive football. Plus, with offensive coordinator Chip Kelly's fast-paced schemes, this offense could be a problem for defenses. Still, the clock's ticking. The Raiders face a tough schedule, including matchups against top defensive lines like the Eagles and Browns. Carroll's got to prove he can outsmart those units and keep the offense humming. Raider Nation, how much faith do you have in Pete Carroll? Is he the guy to lead us back to glory? Let's hear in the comments. Alright, let's flip to the other side of the ball. The Raiders' defense led by Max Crosby and coordinator Patrick Graham is expected to be a bright spot in 2025. Crosby's a game wrecker, and if Christian Wilkins can return to form after his injury, this unit could be elite. But there's a catch. The secondary's got question marks. Facing high-powered defenses like the Chiefs and Eagles, the Raiders' DBs will need to step up. Rookies like Darian Porter could make an impact, but they're improving. If a secondary holds, this defense might just keep us in games when the offense sputters. Pro Football Focus ranks some of our opponents' defensive lines among the league's best. So, protecting Geno and opening lanes for Jeanty will be critical. Can our D rise to the occasion? What's your take, Raider Nation? Is our defense ready to dominate or are we in for some growing pains? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about the road ahead because it ain't easy. The Raiders' 2025 schedule is a gauntlet with matchups against top-tier teams like the Eagles, Browns, and division rival Denver twice. Add in a late-season clash with the Giants, and this team will be tested early and often. Pete Carroll's game plan is simple. Let stars like Jeanty, Crosby and Bowers make plays. But against stout defenses, will that be enough? The Giants' front could slow down our run game, and Denver's Orange Crush is no joke. We need our playmakers to show out. The good news, an extra game in the NFL's expanded season gives us more chances to prove ourselves. If we can steal a few,